use Discord, no problem. But when I'm in the car, I have to use push to talk through iRacing because the button's on the wheel. It makes it easier for me. So you'll hear me when I'm in the car. You'll hear me on the iRacing chat, but out of the car, I'll use Discord. Okay. And then yeah,
You mean when you're in the car, you won't hear us on Discord?
right.
Is that what you mean?
Well, I can hear both. It's just you guys will hear me through the iRacing chat if I'm driving. Okay.
Okay.
Um, just so I don't crash trying to reach over to the shifter to press the Discord push to talk.
Ask one question.
Yeah.
Any one of you two will live stream the race of a car or?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
Oh, can you send the link because here you, Alex, and
Yeah.
some more are asking if there is any possibility to
Yes.
watch us.
Yeah, and it'll be perfect at the start because either Kevin and I will be doing crew chief spotting. So if you guys want, I can do crew chief to start with if you want, and that way people can watch pretty much what the crew chief and spotter is going to be watching. It'll be chopper view right above. Okay, so I'll send a link.
Yeah.
But
tell you what, if you do that, Frito, if you do crew chief and do the spotter above,
yeah,
I'll do something more of either a TV channel.
Okay.
I'll stream that.
Okay, perfect.
But I'm in VR though, so like they'll see
Oh,
me moving
that's
my
right.
head around.
Cool. Okay.
So it's it might be a bit.
Yeah, no worries. And let me know too, Kev, if you want to take over crew chief spotter or if you want to do crew chief spotter, just let me know. I don't have to do it right away either, I'll probably try to get something to eat once things settle and grab the more coffee.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it streaming, I guess. Or you know what? I'll probably turn the stream off now, but I'll probably start it once we start loading into the session, okay? But I'll send the link right now.
Yeah.
All right. I'll send the link in Messenger.
2 minutes to 1.
Okay, I put the link in Messenger. And I'm not sure. It looks like there's more qualifying sessions coming up now. There's one in like 30 minutes. So I think we're fine if we leave it the way it is, unless once we join the actual race, there's still qualifying to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Is there anything that you've changed in the setup, Hugo, or have you just stuck that Martin one?
we've already seen a real story developing over the car of Attila Tashi, the Honda, which was virtually destroyed in a heavy shunt in testing yesterday. That was rectified, if that's the right word, by the team from Yas from Italy, bringing a new car to the circuit overnight. The car's been stickered up. It took part in FP1, and we'll see it a little bit later on. But then in free practice 1, it was the turn of Ferenc Fitzer to have a problem going off very heavily at the top end of the circuit. That car will take no part in this session, and we don't yet know whether it'll be repaired in time for qualifying later this afternoon, or indeed whether Fitzer himself is in any fit state to take part in that session.
Right now, mate.
So ahead we have half an hour in theory. The FP1 was extended. It ended at around, well, about an hour ago, in fact. And it was Dusan Borkovic in the Alfa Romeo Giulietta TCR that was quickest. And so with the 2 test sessions yesterday being topped by Pepe Oriola and new boy Dan Lloyd in the 2 Lukoil Craft Bamboo Seat Leons, it's been a real mixed bag so far this weekend. Of course, we don't know really what's happening in terms of tyres and sandbagging and goodness knows what else until qualifying happens this afternoon. But at least these 2 free practice sessions allow everyone to get a good look at the circuit in today's weather and track conditions, and also get a taste of what things might be like a little bit later on. 23 cars entered this afternoon. I was trying to work out which of the cars weren't out on track in FP1. 23 entrants, 22 times we had, and it turns out that it's one of the new entries, the Audi RS3 LMS of Milovan Vesnic in the car number 31. The Serbian didn't take part in the first session. There is Vesnic on the entry list. I went down to the pit just after FP1 and the team said, yep, brake problem, he will be out in FP2, so he will have the session. Now let's see if we can find out exactly what happened during FP1. We weren't blessed with the best pictures, but I'm told, yep, here it is. It's CCTV of that very heavy shunt of Fitzer into the barriers. And that's towards the back end of the circuit, turn 7, turn 8, turn 9. Around the same area where Tashi went off yesterday, and right at the end of FP1, it was also the place where Duncan Indy went off in the Icarus Motorsports Seat Leon. Borkovic, the man who topped the timesheets an hour ago, but Indy, having tweeted in the last 20 minutes or so that the car is damaged, but he's hoping to be out for qualifying this afternoon. You'll recall, if you were with us an hour ago, that I did say I thought I saw the wheel pushed up inside the wheel arch of the Seat. Otherwise, there didn't seem to be any damage. It turns out that it was a glancing blow rather than a full-on head-on shunt into the barriers that was Indy's problem, and so there is damage to the car, but they're confident that they can get the car fixed and out for qualifying, but we're not expected to see Indy for this FP2. A delayed start to FP2 because of the marshals having to recover cars from the previous session. It's not the previous TCR session, but the support race session that was just wrapping up as we went on air. So a 1 minute delay to the start of the session. So it'll start in a little over a minute's time. The clock is ticking down to midday here in Austria. And so 12:01 the start. And of the 23 cars entered, we're expecting 21 of them to take part in the session. So no Indy and no Fitzer. That's James Nash, who, as I was saying earlier on, really could do with a good result here in Austria. Finished as runner-up to Comini in the series last year and hasn't had the kind of success that he enjoyed last year, nor for that matter has Pepe Oriola, finished as a runner-up to Comini the previous season. He was embroiled in all sorts of scraps last year. Salzburg Ring, around 12 months ago, was a turning point for him in the worst possible sense, but there he is, Pepe Oriola, quickest in the first test session yesterday, and Oriola will be hoping for a podium or two, even a victory here in Austria, to get his title aspirations back on track. And you saw briefly there Dan Lloyd in the third of the Lukoil Craft Bamboo Seat LeMans. And Dan, having made the move this week, now did Paulson move into the fast lane just a little bit too early there? Will that be brought to the attention of the stewards, I wonder, or did he not cross the white line from the working area of the pit into the fast lane? That's one for later on, though. As we see the cars streaming out of the pit lane, this is the rundown from the start-finish grid into the first chicane. This is the Emco chicane, the little right-left, turns 1 and 2. And it caught quite a few people out last year. I think it was Kajaya who took to the air after crashing through one of the tyre piles. And it was also the scene of Borkovic's remarkable overtaking attempt. Not even an attempt, the successful overtake where he passed 2 cars, including Jean Calvinet, in the run down to the first chicane. And Borkovic, big smile on his face yesterday when we asked him, are you going to try and do the same again this year? There is Rob Huff. And there is Thomas Jaeger, who was one of the quickest. Pleased to see the 3 Opel Astras setting decent times in the first free practice session. You'll recall that the top 20 remarkably were covered by 9/10 of a second. So we have a potential thriller in store for 2 races tomorrow. Matto Homola, his new teammate, Gregoire de Moustier, and it was Thomas Jaeger in the 3 of the Opel Astras to be up there scrapping. We knew the Alfa Romeo would be good here. We think the Audi RS3 LMS will be good here because of the aero, the 3-box design and the strength of the car as we saw at Monza a couple of weeks ago. But the Opel, that was a bit of a pleasant surprise, I have to say. In the middle of your screen, car 32, the Subaru, there it is, of Luigi Ferrara, reappearing here after sitting out the first 4 events of the 2017 season. Top Run team having, they say, tweaked the car, refettled it.